Do you have a drawer or a cupboard in your home where it just gets filled with rubbish, and every now and again you go, how did it get like that? Right, I need to sort this thing out. That is what I've got with the blindside flanker category in the player power ranking, which is what I'm doing now on the video. I'm Tim, this is Egg Chasers. I'm ranking the top 10 players in every position in the world based on current and recent form. And the last time I did the top 10s was just after the Rugby World Cup. Historic form, the whole body of work of a player, and some gut feeling as well. I've got the 10 to 1, but I tell you what, there is no position that has changed more than this one. That's due to retirements. That's due to ineligibility of some players. That's due to me having to go, you're not in the right place here. I need to put you away, like clearing out your cupboard. Because Shannon Frizzell, no longer on this list because he's not eligible for international rugby as it stands. Courtney Laws has retired. Aaron Wainwright, well, he's really a number 8 now, so I've shunted him across to the number 8s. Jack Morgan was on this list before. He's basically a number 7, so I've moved him as well. And when I say number 7, I'm also saying I'm aware that in South Africa, the number 7 is the blindside flanker. Made more confusing by the fact France don't have an open side and a blindside flanker. They have a 6 and a 7, which basically means left and right, which is what I think Argentina also do. So anyway, I've moved some pieces around, but I have got a top 10 list. And tell me your thoughts on this 10 to 1 that I've got for blindside flanker. The other factor is there are players waiting in the wings who will surely appear on this list in the months to come, but they're not there yet because it's early days. So it's not fair, bearing in mind I have to take into account a whole body of work. Ben Jason Dixon looks like he's going to be on this list and moving up it. Sammy Penny-Finau looks like he's going to be on this list and moving just up it. But they've only just started playing international rugby, so can't pick them yet. Peter O'Mahony, I'm expecting this will be the last time he appears on one of these. The War God, 34 years of age, and what a career. But it does feel like it's not running out of steam. He's still got a lot to offer. I use that phrase quite a lot on the channel. Always respect and fear an old soldier because he's still there and got tricks. But it did feel symbolic that Peter O'Mahony finished that South Africa tour starting on the bench with Tyg Byrne taking his place in the number 6 jersey, and it feels like it's going to be the decline. Whether Peter O'Mahony decides to hit the button and say he's retired or not remains to be seen. What a player. He's just hanging in there at number 10. And even though Peter O'Mahony was on the bench and is preferred as a blindside flanker by Andy Farrell, that over Ryan Baird, I've got Ryan Baird above Peter O'Mahony. I was expecting this guy to have kicked on a little bit faster and a little bit more, with a bit more impact than he has. He's got every attribute going. He's absolutely rapid. He's massive. So athletic. Do you know what it is with Ryan Baird? I just want to see him be a little bit nastier. And that's one of the things that great blindside flankers have got in their locker, is they're horrible to play against because they will just absolutely wipe you out. And yeah, I just want to see a little bit more of that from Ryan Baird. Seb Negri, he's 30 years of age, so really you'd think got a lot of rugby left in him, but I tell you what, he's got a lot of miles on the clock. And I mean that in the sense of there's only... When you play the way Seb Negri plays, it's going to shorten your career because this guy, his job is to just go and whack people, whack rucks, and he does it very, very effectively. It was interesting. He played all 5 Six Nations games for Italy. He was key in those 2 wins that they got against Scotland and Wales. Very important player for them. He's my number 8. Jamie Ritchie, by the way, I've got Seb Negri going up the list. I've got Jamie Ritchie going up the list. And that is not because they've been better than the people below them. It's because of, like I say, no Shannon Frizzell anymore, or for the time being. No Courtney Laws. Aaron Wainwright's nudged over. Jack Morgan's nudged over. So by proxy, these players are heading up the list. I think, and this is another thing, tell me what you think in the comments. I think possibly this is the overall, quality-wise, and it's not poor quality because these are all great players, but it's the poorest quality out of the players, out of the positions that I've done so far, and possibly out of all positions on the pitch when we come to it. Let's have a chat at the end about why that is. Jamie Ritchie, Scotland captain, but that position, well, was Scotland captain, that position and his role within the starting 15 under threat from players around him. Great when called upon. Really, really good player. A big year for him because he would have been thinking a year ago, year and a half ago, British and Irish Lions on the horizon, World Cup, then British and Irish Lions. That will be his target. Feels like that might be slipping away, possibly to other people who will be wearing the blue of Scotland, unless he turns it around and has a big year, and I wouldn't put it past him. New face on the list, and what an impact in international rugby Chandler Cunningham South has had in 2024. 21 years of age, this guy. His name sounds like a law firm or estate agents. What a player. At the minute, he's being used predominantly in kind of 50 minutes of a match. But in that time, he can make some serious dents in defensive lines and just make himself a horrible person for defences to have to put to deck. Massive man, so young. Like I say, 21 years of age, long career ahead. And one of the players, and I'll step outside and just be an English fan for a minute, one of the players that makes me very excited about the future for England, because England have got some exceptional young talent. Chandler Cunningham South at the forefront of that. Of course, if you have any disagreement with this list or any thoughts on it or any musings or any questions, comments down below. Hit subscribe while you're there, won't you? Give the video a thumbs up too. Into the top 5 then. Now, Matt Fagerson. I've taken a little bit of liberty with this one because at international level, Matt Fagerson has basically played most of his rugby at number 8. For Glasgow Warriors, he plays almost exclusively in the 6 jersey, blindside flanker. And I think that's where his future for Scotland may lay, because Jack Dempsey is the first choice number 8, and understandably so. But Matt Fagerson is playing so well. He's making himself... Well, he's becoming hard not to pick. And this is what I mean. Jamie Ritchie's coming under pressure. What a season Matt Fagerson has had with Glasgow Warriors. URC champion. He was huge. That Glasgow back row, immense. And you think potentially Gregor Townsend might be looking at Matt Fagerson and thinking, you're going to be wearing the 6 jersey for Scotland. He's had a brilliant year. Hence, he's number 5 on my list. Disagree? Let me know. Pablo Matera, a player who is dropping down. This is one of those guys, a bit like Seb Negri. So many miles on the clock. It's hard to keep playing the way Pablo Matera plays. Actually, that's a benefit to him playing out in Japan, is he will not clock up as many miles playing club rugby as he would do if he were playing, say, in the top 14 or in the English Premiership or URC. And that might give his career a bit more longevity. Classic blindside flanker in that he will just wallop people. Defensive totem for Argentina when he's on form. He is being pipped, in my list at least, by his countryman, Juan Martin Gonzalez. Again, he could be one of those players who, in another year's time, I have to shift him to the number 8 category, or even the open side flanker category, because this guy's got it all. Such a specimen, such an athlete, rapid, so quick, so athletic, great line out forward, brilliant offloads, turn of pace, whacks people defensively, gets down and jackals, a real all-rounder, a young guy, and he's got a very big future. Watched him a lot in the Premiership. He's been brilliant for Saracens. For Argentina, they've got some good back row options. I think he could end up being number 8 for Argentina, but for now, he's played pretty much all of his rugby in the 6 jersey. So that's where he is for me right now. Number 2, Charles Olivon. I've moved Charles Olivon from the open side flanker category because France have this left-right system, not blindside and open side. But Charles Olivon, he is a classic blindside flanker. Extra line out forward, smashes people in defence, but he also does do a lot of the stuff that a great open side flanker does. The way he tracks and is the foot on the shoulder of someone busting through and making a break. He's just an all-round specimen. I've nudged Charles Olivon over because I think this fits him better, and he is number 2 only to the great godlike figure of Peter Steph du Toit. I was talking about this on a video the other day when I was talking about the whole GOAT situation, and I said Peter Steph du Toit has to be considered as, he has to be in the conversation as being the greatest. Certainly he's one of them, and the whole point about saying the greatest is almost a futile conversation, not worth it. But he has to be considered because when the biggest games comes around, he has the biggest performances. And you can't get much bigger than being the man of the match in a World Cup final when your team wins by 1 point. No Peter Steph in that team, no win. He is truly world class. And he's 31, so he'll be around at the next World Cup, you'd think. 80 minutes he played against Wales and in both of the 2 matches against Ireland as well. So even when Rassi Erasmus has his bomb squad, Peter Steph is one of the 2 players that he keeps on the field. That speaks volumes. And you think with the makeup of that Springbok squad and with how well Ben Jason Dixon is playing as well, you wonder if he might be used more and more in the number 5 jersey. That's just one. I've just got that on my radar. Could he be the number 5 for South Africa at the next World Cup? Maybe. We'll see. Amazing player. Right now, he's number 1 on my list of blindside flankers, which, like I say, I think is the overall the poorest quality of any position, certainly so far. And that is partly because, like I say, Shannon Frizzell not there, Courtney Laws, world-class player, retired, Aaron Wainwright now a number 8, Jack Morgan now a number 7, Ben Jason Dixon and who's the other player? And Simon Penny-Finau, not yet eligible really for the list because they've only just started playing international rugby. But I think as well, part of it is look at the locks that have been picked. Tyg Byrne, a lock, plays in the back row. Thibaut Flamont, a lock, plays in the back row. George Martin, Ollie Chesham, locks, play in the back row. This is quite a difficult position to fill because you have to be massive, generally. That's where blindside flankers are, huge and very, very athletic. And there's not many people that can do that. So these 10 names deserve a lot of respect. Tell me what you think about that. Interesting talking points there. Hope you agree. Get stuck in down below. I'll see you there in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up. Hit subscribe.